Normally, hello. Normally, we have a conversation up here between the pastor and a guest. Today, well, I'm not the pastor, but you are the guest, and you have 5 questions in front of you. Donna's given you some paper and pens, I believe, and we'll ask these questions, and you can reflect on them, and then Donna will bring them up to us, and Cindy will read them off. Um, this was something we did when we had an organizational meeting, and that was the 4 ministry teams got together, and we split up into groups, and we reflected on these questions. The first 3 questions came from the conference minister, Pastor Tyler Conley, and the last 2 came from us. And I would like to first point to the first question, which said, when did we see our congregation at its best? And because this was a while back, I would like to change that question a little bit to when do we see our congregation at its best? So we'll give you just a little bit of time. I'm hoping to get some comments from people live streaming, and I'll read those off. And so you people out there live streaming, I'll be looking for your comments. And at the very end, if anybody has any questions about what we do at Park Rose and why we do it, I'd like to know that too. And we will gather up these cards and put them with what we've already gathered from the organizational meeting, and we'll come up with, I guess, kind of a summary or a story that goes along with these questions, and how we've seen ourselves and how we see ourselves now and what we see for the future for Park Rose. Thank you.
We'll give you just a few minutes to reflect on the first question and maybe write a couple comments on what you think our congregation does best. We'll give you just about 30 more seconds to answer question 1. When did you see our congregation at its best, or what does our congregation do best? And then Donna's going to gather up the cards for us. Donna, do you think you could gather up cards for us? For question number 1, when did we see our congregation at its best? Or what do you think our congregation does best? Can you turn that down? That's okay. You know what we can do is I can read some of these, and I can also come out to the congregation, and you can answer that way. So, when did we see our congregation at its best? Or what does our congregation do best? We've got when we are working within the larger community. Boy, that rings true to me. When did we see our congregation at its best? Now helping others in need, partnering with other organizations that help loving, supportive community. We are an action church, aren't we? We show our love in action and not just words. And amen to that. We are now best see the congregation is at its best even when we do things as a group, like cleaning the yard, and when we have country craft fairs. Yes, when we're in the community, when we're outside, when we're taking care of our property. When we all come together to form a community for better, and we share and fill our congregation is respectful to each other. Boy, is that true. We are a community. We are respectful and loving. I see very little disagreement in our community. When we handled the intruder situation with talking and understanding, when we hand out feed the mass meals. I'd like to make a comment. When we did have the intruder that was hostile to Pastor Don, how the congregation all came forward. It almost makes me cry. And we surrounded him with love instead of, violence. And it's a real beautiful thing. Does anybody else have something that they would like to come up and say or comment on? Yeah, Rita, come on up. Or I can reach over there. Hi, Rita. Yes, thank you.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. We see our church at its best when we work with We Shine for the micro village to help at least a few of the homeless, to provide a warm place for them to lay their heads, for hope, for them to get back on their feet. And we see our church when we have food donations for the food banks for people who can get some food, like the one on Stark. Snowcap, thank you. And our ministry or church is at its best when we have different people from different churches having discussions with Pastor Diane. And our church at its best when we have our prayers for one another, giving our 11 prayers for one another, plus prayers for everyone out there that is facing challenges out in the world, such as violence, and offering prayers for love and comfort for the ones that got killed from gun violence or sickness, COVID, and on. And I provide prayers for love and peace for the world. I love our prayer session.
Oh, I think that's so wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's very wonderful. Thank you so much, dear.
Yeah. Anybody else would like to come up and say something about what we do best? We'd love to hear you share. Yeah? Yeah. Yes.
Thank you. You can reach me. I think that we are at our best and have been at our best when we challenge ourselves to think in new ways, which we do constantly, accept necessary changes gratefully and graciously.
And thank you so much. Amen. I think, our ability to change and adapt is how we are thriving and continuing our journey. Yeah. Should we go to the second question?
Chimed in and said, Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah. Let's go to the second. What impact do we make in people's lives? What impact do we make in people's lives? Do you want to, instead of writing, why don't you just raise your hand and I'll tell you and I'll repeat what you say. It might be easier to do it that way than writing and waiting. I can give you a few seconds to think about what impact we make on others' lives. Anne? Yes. Yes, yes. We have outside mission. And to abbreviate what Ann said, we make a big impact on our partners with We Shine, our residents at We Shine, but also just within the community with Feed the Mass and the showers and the laundry and everything that Erica Martin coordinates for us. I gotta say, our church wouldn't be half of the public outreach that we have now, or not any, if it wasn't for Erica. So happy Mother's Day. Thank you so much, Erica. I know, but you move our mission forward. You are the coordinator for our mission, and it is just amazing. Diana. Oh. Happy birthday, Erica. Our daughter Molly's birthday was yesterday, too. Yeah. Vicky. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Again, we are a church of action, not just words. And Vicky so eloquently said, it prompts us to action. So, we have this theory that we want to be involved in the community. But not only do we have the theory, but we are actually we have the praxis of making that happen in the community through all of our coordinated efforts with our community partners. So we are a community of action, not just words. And I love that. Diana? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. So Diana is saying that we have such a good impact, even though it's a small community at We Shine, our impact of being able to know they have a safe place to sleep through the night, that they have a place to stay, the homelessness crisis, the houselessness crisis is just astounding. It's unmanageable, but we are actually contributing to a solution in a very small way, but at least we're contributing. Do you have anything? Okay. Any? Oh, Ann, I'm going to give you the microphone because you're close.
Thank you. In line with what has already been said, I have to say that miracles have taken place in our interaction as we truly open ourselves to other people who are not like us. We shine. All of the people that are living in the micro village, the people that we meet through Feed the Masses, including the people who are putting the meals together downtown, the changes in the attitudes of our neighbors, that has itself been a miracle. Absolutely amazing how many people have come to us and have said that they were against the micro village, but now they're happy with it. That alone is just a miracle.
Amen. Yeah, amen. Hi, Rita. Oh, okay. Here you go.
Also, I'm putting on Instagram of what we doing for our community. So every, putting our what we're posting our church and all of the activities we are doing for our community, for hope and love.
Yes.
And I got, we will help you and love you with open arms.
Yes.
Several different things. If you go to my Instagram page, you'll see all of what we're doing, including Feed the Mass, the Micro Village.
Yes.
We speak for peace and love. We speak against racism, against discrimination against sexual orientation,
Yes.
and on. You just go to my Instagram page and you can see everything on there.
That's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Rita. Okay. Do you have anything from the community, Clay? Happy Mother's Day. People are posting Happy Mother's Day, and I love it. Thank you. From Tony. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Let's go to our third question. Where do we find a growing edge or challenge in our ministry? This one's personally challenging for us, for me, because I'm pretty biased. Does anybody know where we might have a challenge? Yes, Rita. You go ahead and stay seated and tell us, and then I'll summarize it if you can make it short. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, we find it very challenging to get the loving message out there all over Portland and all over the world of peace and love and acceptance for one another.
Yeah.
And no more wars. We don't need it. We need to come hand in hand and come to the peace table.
Thank you, Rita. Thank you so much. Yeah, it is a challenge to get our message out to the greater community, isn't it? But I think our Facebook page and our streaming service helps, doesn't it? Anybody else can think of an edge or a challenge that we face maybe in the future? Good.
I think that for all of us, especially at this time, realizing, is that better? Okay. Like an ice cream cone. Realizing that our youth are our future and welcoming their preferences in how to be church.
Yes, I agree. I think we've done a good job of changing, but we have a lot of changes. We've got to keep being adaptable and flexible. Vicki? Finding a way to expand our congregation. That's a good edge. That's true. Anne? Yep, finding a new pastor, our new leader. The search committee, as a member of the search committee, I can assure you that we are working on it diligently, and we're getting close. We've got applications we're going through right now, and we're getting close. Yee. Oh, we do? Okay. Question number 4. How could we use our space to grow our partnerships? I think we're doing a pretty good job, but does anybody else have any other ideas about how we could use our space to grow our partnerships? You tell me.
Send out messages to different churches and charities, and we get a lot of charities that we can work together with in our church. We can help more in our community and serve different ideas, especially trying to get messages out to the homeless. We can work even with COTAC or even our governor somehow, how we can be some help too.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Rita. I know people at council have suggested that we rent out this space. You know, we specifically didn't put pews, but the chairs, so people could use this space in other types of situations for conferences. We have a beautiful space now. So, and we do have a lot of business building use. So we're lucky that way. But other ways to share the space, because it's a lot of days that there's no one in this space that they could utilize, would be nice. Any other ideas? How about we go to question number 5? To generate resources, what ideas do we have to support? So again, renting space, fundraising. What about grant writing? I was all set to help do some grant writing, and my mom went into hospice, so it didn't happen this year, I'm sorry to say. But maybe next year I can help with that. Erica? Yeah, we don't do much advertising. Exactly, Erica. Yeah. Right. Making available more funds for community events to make people aware of all we're doing. And advertising. Yes. Expanding our social media.
Expanding our social media.
Yeah. I agree. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. No. Oh, okay. But I think people are on Instagram and then they like the Park Rose Church. Is that it? Yeah. Yeah. Sure, we got to protect the kids. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 So expanding our social media. Mm-hmm.
Am I not talking loud enough, Steve?
Yeah.
No worries. I think that there needs to be either a volunteer position or a paid position that's like a little stipend or something, where somebody who that's their only thing they do. Or we talk about where we're going to be, who's coming in, and it gets overwhelming if it's just a few people. And our church is really good about social media, but I love cat videos, but you don't need to share your cat videos. You should share more about the church. Just saying.
Yeah. Thank you, Erica.
This is from Jessica, continuing to share who we are and what we do bring more, and what we do and bring more people to the table. And I would like to say something about grant writing. Right now, we're working with a group called Invested Faith. They are an organization that have decided that churches that have closed down take the resources and pool it into one pot, I believe, and we are writing a grant for that right now. The other thing is we've had several groups come here to rent space. We had the Villa Garden Club here yesterday and Friday, and this next week we have a birthday party on Friday, and then we have the Thai Grey community, the people who have recently experienced hardship and war in their country in Ethiopia. And then the following week we have a wedding, and then we have our 110-year celebration. And that's something I want to talk about too. So in the summertime, when we have some good weather, we want to have a big celebration and invite all of our past and present people and partners. And we just need to set a date, and that's coming soon. So, and if you want to help out with that, let me know. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for your participation and for making this conversation go so well. I really appreciate it. We aren't just a minister. We are the ministers of the church.